audience week here at Late Night. We got a couple lady bucks in the audience. Does. I will say it's more fun during corrections when you need it than it is during the body of a show. But you know what? People are having a good time. Who am I to judge? We talked about someone about to have a winning Connect 4 move. I don't even remember the setup to this joke, but like 12 of you wrote, on the Connect 4, there's 11 red chips and 10 yellow chips, implying that it is yellow's turn and that red could not simply place a chip to win. I guess my only question to you is, who invited Sherlock Holmes to game night? Mr. Already. Someone wrote, you still get acronyms and initialisms mixed up. ICBM and WMD are initialisms. SCUBA or AWOL are acronyms. What would FU be? Appropriate to use now? It's Steven Seagal. I said Steven Seagal. Not to be confused with Steven Seagal, who is my dentist. We talked about how the Army used to be woke and how the bombs they dropped during World War II were they, them. A lot of people correctly pointed out, like if you're talking about how the Army used to be woke, we should have pointed out that the airplane that dropped them was in fact called the Enola Gay. Which, if that ain't a drag name, what are we doing? There's not a working Enola Gay right now. What is the point? Settlers of Catan is now just called Catan, as it has effectively been settled. And now they're just like, no, we lived here the whole time. Struck out referencing the movie Dave this week. I opined that the reason was nobody remembered the movie Dave. A bunch of people countered that we remembered it, we just didn't care for the joke. I still think that on Monday, when Dave fell flat, it was just that the audience did not have a recollection of the movie Dave. To use a fresher reference that everyone will get, Dave fans aren't here, man. I only did it for Shoemaker, and it worked with Shoemaker. Anybody at home who thinks that didn't work, it worked. A couple comments that resonated this week. Here's what somebody wrote, episode, I think it was 167, episode 167 of Corrections. Somebody wrote, oh, wow, this is still going on. Good for you. Not sure who wrote that. Confident they're from the Boston area. Good for you. Hey, today is the 5-year anniversary of Corrections. First one aired 5 years ago today. And that's pretty cool. Here's a picture of the party they threw for me today. I said cloaca. It's cloaca. Somebody said cloaca, easy way to remember, rhymes with Jamaica. Okay, mon. I'm allowed to say mon. They're allowed to bobsled, I'm allowed to say mon. Hey, that puppet, that Alf puppet I had. There it is right there. Somebody said, hey, that picture of you with Alf reminded me of something. There is a difference between me and Punch. My mama loved me. My mama loved me, Punch. It's a 5-year anniversary of Corrections, and tomorrow will be the 1-day anniversary of when I lost the room. Also, Alf, that Alf puppet I held up, was a tie-in with Burger King. I found that out when Lederman breathlessly chased me to my dressing room. McDonald's also had a tie-in, Alf tie-in. It was when they released the McCat. I saw Tara mock it up. There's the McCat. Like, anybody who doesn't think Tara is like the darkest human being you know, she put the eye in. I keep trying to call Andy to get his bounce on the fact that a lot of people said his Alf sounds like Nicolas Cage. I call in it, nobody answers. Somebody said, doesn't Andy know what time you tape corrections? Yeah. What this is the difference between know and care. Let's see. We will see if my friend is around. And if not, but we're not going to let go of this. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Coming up next, just to tease you, comment about the Epstein skeleton. So I know this part isn't interesting, but what's he going to say about this? What's he going to say about this? I'm going to stop watching corrections. No, honey, let's just wait. I'd like to hear what the Epstein joke is. Okay. He's holding up the wrong hand. He's holding up his left hand, and that means that it's a mistrial. Again, somebody said, I'm sure I saw it because I've seen every episode, but when did Cosby start? According to some testimony, like the mid-'60s. Oh, hey, it's that time of year where we have to pick our Emmy episode. So once again, we're going to turn over to, what's this one? Okay. So everybody just in the comments of this one, I forgot to look what is the window, but it's got to be within the last year. And again, you don't put a lot of burden on yourself. Like, it's not going to win. Because somebody else is just going to make their own short form thing, like, oh, the Property Brothers lick a stamp or whatever, and that's... I like them. Anyone, we'll keep following up because I did not come prepared, but, just start throwing them in there. You get it. Hey, I talked about how last week an intern had to run a knife back to a chef after Jim had taken the knife. And somebody said, I ran with a knife. I hope they walked with a knife. They did not, which reminds me, because I almost forgot. Alex? A lot of times when I might do my impression of my other security guard, John, it ends with John saying, true story. Somebody wrote in, is John Irish? Because we end every story which people are doubting us, in which people are doubting us, 'tis true. Is John Irish? I don't know. Is it? John is so Irish, Irish bars drink at him. Hey, this was interesting, and somebody keeps writing it, and I tried to ignore it for a while, but, I know how you jackals are. You won't let anything go. Somebody wrote, no offense to Lloyd, but why do you even need a photographer? The whole show is filmed. It's a great question. If we didn't take pictures, Lloyd wouldn't have a reason to pop in the dressing room of returning guests. You know what I mean? Otherwise, there would just be like an unintelligible man standing in the doorway. And that would like spook the guests. Be like, I don't know if you're my mommy. Like that, you're like, oh. But then he's like, I brought pictures. You're like, oh. Well, it's been another corrections, and I get it. Well, it wasn't our favorite one. But that's okay, because I think it just puts in relief how good the good ones are. Is that the takeaway? Is that the takeaway we're having, I hope? See if he called back. Nope. Oh, 5 years. Five crazy years. Whoa. Shoemaker wants to say something. See you next week.